This is your MTP 102. Unit 4. Sampling different materials for block printing. Block printing is a technique of applying color in the form of design on the paper or fabric or any other surface with the help of block into which the design has been carved or cut. In this unit, we will learn to create different product samples through block printing techniques. Objectives. After going through this lesson, you will be able to recognize the different types of blocks which can be used for printing, understand to these blocks creatively to print attractive designs. Introduction. One of important techniques of ornamenting or beautifying fabrics is block printing. Block printing involves the use of block made of different materials into which the design is transferred to the printing surface by stamping of the block on the fabric. In this lesson, making sample products by block printing technique will be discussed. Let us begin and try to pick up objects from our everyday life, which can be used to make creative block designs for products like wallpaper, stationery, envelopes, letter papers, bags, cards, etc. Historical background. There is such a long history of block printing. There are many different techniques, essentially using a carved material covered in color to transfer an image onto the surface, which we want to beautify or ornament, not by mechanical process, but personal hand printing process. It can be done with vegetables cut in shapes and designs, corks, wood, leaf, or any material through which an impression can be created. Types of block printing. There are several types of block used for printing. Some of these are wooden blocks, vegetable blocks, which can be made from potatoes, ladyfingers, onion, capsicum, etc. Matchstick blocks or blocks made of household articles like bottle tops, maybe little twigs or grass can also be used, or leaves can also be used for making impressions on cloth by use of blocks. Wooden blocks. Wooden logs are horizontally cut into pieces according to the size required. It is noted that horizontally sliced logs are suitable for cutting the blocks. This is because those enamel rings are present on the top surface of the sliced logs. Actually, those enamel rings helps in carving of the blocks comfortably. Some features of these blocks are: wooden block printing can be produced definite outlines. Separate block is necessary for each color. The products which can be created by using wooden blocks depend in a big way on one's creativity. But some examples are bed linen, cushions, tablecloth, table linen, furnishing fabrics, cloth, These are used also to beautify envelopes by printing borders, logos, etc. Household linen. Vegetable blocks. A common technique specially used by children to teach them the concept of design, impression, expression, ideation. In this method, the vegetables are cut according to the design, which is drawn on the surface. The water of the vegetable is absorbed by the napkin or a towel, so that the water of the vegetable is absorbed and the impression becomes bright, as when the color is put on the surface, it would not dilute. It is a quick method of printing. The products made can be printing of bags, wallpaper, gift items, matchstick blocks. Matchstick printing is a simple form of printing. In this method, the brown top of the matchstick, which burns, is cut off, leaving the straight stick, which is struck on the paper, forming designs. Rather, it is cut by a blade which forms a design. As joining small sticks, the design thus makes them like a geometric in nature. Blocks made by this method using poster colors are best suited for use by children, as they make simple forms which the children love. They can be easily washed off if fallen on cloth. Pigments and other dyes can also be used for printing on cloth. Best suited this method of block matchstick printing is for maybe craft work or hobby ideas. Blocks made of household articles. Block printing can be done with the help of everyday objects like cork, bottle tops, etc. Through these articles, one can take small and simple prints. Self-check questions. What is block printing? What are the different types of blocks? Printing with objects and vegetables. Make some trial prints on paper or fabric with a cork. Sponge, buttons, and other generally found objects. Print with cross section of carrot, pepper, that's capsicum, and other vegetables. Cut vegetables with a sharp knife and be sure to cut the surface flat and even. These objects can easily be linked by pressing into the plate or an ink pad or with the brush. Potato prints. Cut a potato in half. If very moist, blot the end with a piece of paper towel. Make a design on the cut surface with a pencil. Using a brush, apply color, which can be poster or fabric paint, to the cut surface of the potato. Make a series of prints on the paper or fabric. Place the prints close together using a knife. Cut few lines into the surface. Using a brush, apply color to the cut surface of the potato. Now, put a dark color and print over the top of the first print. Try this specially several times by using other types of patterns and vegetables like onions, capsicums and ladyfingers, etc. Activity. Print 2 small handkerchiefs with the blocks made from onions. Printing process for wooden blocks. Make sure your printing surface is smooth and free of wrinkles. The fabric should be tightened with pins to prevent slipping. Carefully place the block on the cloth, which has been marked by the marker or pencil, getting the design on the surface. If you are using a table, press the block. Process begins with stamping of the outline from left to right. After the outline is printed, the various colors in the design are printed. Each color will have its own block. When the block is applied to the fabric, it is clamped hard with the fist on the back of the handle so that the good impression may register. The fabric after pigment printing is dried out in the sun. This is part of the fixing process. The finished pieces are then ironed. Activity. Make one tablecloth with small wooden blocks. Summing up, Block printing is an ancient art which was adapted as a textile designing technique. There are several types of blocks, such as wooden block, matchstick blocks, potato blocks, or vegetable blocks. Possible answers to these self-check questions. Question number first. Block printing is a method of applying color in the form of designs onto the paper or fabric. Different types of blocks are, this was the second question, wooden blocks, vegetable blocks, matchstick blocks, blocks made from household articles. Thank you.